I was always into comic books, and I knew that I eventually wanted to become a cartoonist. And I actually met a few cartoonists while I was in high school, and they kind of, you know, when you hold a comic book page for the first time, you go, wow, this is what they make this stuff on. The process, when I was introduced to it, I knew, okay, I can do this. I can turn these into this. And then, you know, you set out and you buy the paper. I went down, I got the right paper, I cut it to size, and then you just go, wow, I'm like a professional. And so it just kind of shot off from there. And shortly after high school, I got a chance to meet with a few editors, and that's when I actually got my break. When I was a kid, my favorite artists, Frank Miller, John Byrne, George Perez, Art Adams, all those guys. I was trying to get my hands on any comics I could. And I just think you're influenced by everybody. Everybody brings something unique to the process, and I just try and take that and then kind of make it my own without, you know, imitating or being derivative. Me and my friends, you know, Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, these guys, we're all selling these enormous amount of copies for Marvel. I mean, and at the time, literally, we weren't I mean, it would be different if everyone was selling that number of copies, but just a few guys were responsible for selling a lot of copies. I'd worked on this stuff for so long, and I just wanted to do my own characters, and if I wanted to change him red one day or give him blue hair, I didn't have to get anybody's approval. I could just do it. You know, people said, oh, you guys went off to be rich or whatever, and it's like, no, everyone told us we would fail. I'm young. If I fail, if Image failed, I'd be 25 years old, and I can go get another job again. So it was like, there was no, the bottom line is, could I pay the rent? My expectations were really low. So the success that suddenly surrounded our company was something that none of us expected. And you're just sitting there going, whoa! It took us by surprise and kind of knocked us off our keister, and it took us a while to get back up and go, now we got to, you know, maintain this, which is, I think, even more difficult.
No food, no water. What comics would you like on a desert island?
THB by Paul Pope, Rubber Blanket by David Mazzucchelli, Dark Knight by Frank Miller, Pogo by Walt Kelly, and Crazy Cat by George Harriman.
When we come back, Bill takes us into the printing process. Oh, then we talk about trucks.
And now we see how a comic book gets printed and how it gets into your hot little hands. I think trucks are involved somehow.
My name is Pierre Riova. Some people call me Dr. Doc. We'll find out why later. But now, let's find out about how a comic is being produced. This disc contains the comic images that we will use to download to the computer. And from the computer and through the magic of technology, we will be able to make printing plates. Here's the color proof of a few pages of comics showing the way we print it. First of all, we see the yellow color. Then we're adding the second color of ink, magenta. We're adding the cyan as the third color. And finally the black. Film is placed onto a printing plate, pre-sensitized to a light source. Light will pass through the film and transfer the image through the printing plate. Paper used for comics could be of either glossy paper or newspaper. Each of these containers carries over 1,000 pounds of ink. In my back here, you will see a roll of paper. So this roll of paper weighs about 2,000 pounds. 2,000 pounds of paper that will be transformed by the press onto comics. Folded sections of a comic book. Now the speed of the press is running presently about 60,000 impressions per hour. 60,000 comic books per hour that are printed with 4 colors of ink. We are using black as the first ink. The second color of ink will be cyan or blue. The third color will be magenta. And finally the yellow. After printing, the pages get assembled in order, the cover is added, and the whole thing is stapled and printed. From there we stack and package the comics for delivery. I'm called Dr. Dot because that's what makes a comic book. Dot. Phil, there are trucks involved.
I can't believe how much email we're getting. Thanks, guys. Keep it coming.
And we have another postcard from Steve Brandon. Check it out. Japanese anime. Beautiful. Hey, if any of you guys know about Gotcha Man, write in and tell me about that.
And for the person out there who asked us, what is Little Dot? Well, Little Dot made her first appearance in Sad Sat Comics in the summer of 1949. And coming soon, Little Dot ORG.
Next time we look deep into space, are we alone?
The aliens are coming!
You can call or you can email us at antigravity@ytv.ca or write to us at the Anti-Gravity Room, care of YTV Canada, 64 Jefferson Avenue, Unit 18, Toronto, Canada. M6K 3H3.
Don't forget to check us out on the World Wide Web at http://www.antigrav.com/.
So now you know how a comic book gets made. Stay tuned next time for the final frontier, space and beyond.
I wonder if Gen 13 is available on Jupiter. Maybe Io. See you next time on AGR.
Relive a science fiction classic, followed by an all-new sequel. It Came from Outer Space, and It Came from Outer Space 2, a Sci-Fi Channel double feature. Begins tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, Sci-Fi Saturday. Now stay tuned for Inside Space, next on the Sci-Fi Channel.